It was Jules Verne who said solitude and isolation are painful things, but they are beyond human endurance. So he wasn't joking when he mentioned this idea of solitude. And because he stayed in that state of mind for a long period of time, he was able to create some of the amazing works of his lifetime, like Journey to the Center of the Earth and Around the World in 80 Days. Now that kind of gives me a perspective of why today he's called father of science fiction. Amongst others, like Jules Verne, there was another person called William Shakespeare. He created one of his most magnificent pieces of work called Romeo and Juliet that was also in complete and utter isolation. So in these times of isolation, in these times of quarantine, these amazing people were able to find their edge, something that made them stand out, something that made them stand the test of time. And this is why I have decided to do my first video on this topic, and I hope you'll like it. So let's get into it. We know in reality how badly we are affected right now by these crises of COVID-19. And we are all isolated, we're all inside, we are not sure where life's gonna take us from this point onwards. In the midst of all this, what I have realized, and a lot of the friends I have, and some of the clients that I coach have also realized, that they are feeling very, very empty inside. They feel like after all of this has just begun, and they're locked up inside, they're not sure what they're meant to be doing with their time. Because we were so indulged in our professional lives, in our careers, or in our student life at school, that there is no time for who we are as human beings. We are actually we're empty inside. There's no creative flair within us that was never actually there, because we never actually worked on it either at school or while we were at work. So there was no idea of self-education that we had become a part of, that we could try and discover ourselves. So that's why a lot of my friends are quite angry, quite sad right now. And this led me to do a bit of research on this topic, and I did not even know about this, but 2.5 million men of my age and above are in depression right now, and they don't have any friends because of solitude, because of loneliness, because they feel too lonely. So I think it's a silent epidemic of the first world that's been growing, as well as COVID-19. Since there's a reason why we feel the way we feel, there's a reason why our mind is not at ease at the moment. It's always because from an evolutionary standpoint, we have always lived amongst herds. We've always lived in communities, and because of these behavioral aspects, because of these living in communities, have made us build some sort of a behavioral pattern, a genetic trait that allows us to stay happier when we're together, when we're in communities. Because of this influx of technology, we're more divided than ever. This social norm has been completely decimated by social media and how people interact these days. And that's probably why we feel the way we feel, especially men of my age, especially a lot of the women as well of my age definitely feel this way, especially in the UK. So I wanted to bring some light into this, and really wanted to discuss the idea of how we can tackle this silent epidemic that's actually taking place. Being on our phones, binge watching Netflix, binge watching TV all the time, movies after movies after movies, and now the fact that we can't even socialize anymore, our lives feel empty. I was talking to my friend yesterday, and I got to this realization that how empty are we inside, that after everything's taken away from us, we have nothing left to give to this world. We have nothing left. There's no flair of creativity left within us, and that's why we feel so shallow and empty inside, and that's why we feel so sad inside at the same time as well. So the fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you feel this way, is a testament that there is more to you than just that. There's more to you than just sadness. There is a creative flair within you. And through this video, I want to encourage you to explore that creativity, explore that idea of isolation. Go into it. I recently had a pleasure of going to Wadi Rum in Jordan, and the whole time I was on my own, and it was one of the most unique experiences of my life. I got to go to these amazing canyons all on my own with my camera around and really document what being in total and utter peace looks like, because I had no access to internet whatsoever, so I could not communicate with anyone but myself, essentially. So what I did was I made a lot of videos, I made a lot of shots, and it really allowed me to become more aware and more connected with my environment. I became more appreciative of my own existence because it made me more in touch with who I was and who I am as a human being. And that was such a profound feeling for me, because the work I did there, the creative flair I had then, when I came back, I was able to maintain it for a certain period of time, but I lost it again. So I think you can use solitude, you can use isolation to benefit you. You can use this time to actually work on your craft, find out who you are, find out what you love, and go out and explore that essence of who you are as a person. Because more you explore that, more of that creativity, more of that creative flair grows inside of you. And I think you will be able to benefit society a lot better than just working your 9-to-5 jobs or just going to school. There's a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport, and he said the intensity of work times by the time spent on that work equals the quality of that work. Let me repeat, the intensity of that work times by the time spent on that work equals the quality of that work. And because we have all these distractions here, we have all of these TV, Netflix, whatever, it's keeping us away from our creative flair, keeping us away from our mental well-being. And that's why we are feeling the way we're feeling right now. And I think us sharing this on this platform, it will allow us to become better versions of ourselves. You always have also got to realize that technology is here to serve you. But if you're glued to the technology, going for those dopamine hits all the time, you will not be able to feel satisfied, because those dopamine hits will be for a small period of time. So you need to stop becoming addicted to technology and start using it to benefit you the way I am doing right now. And I hope this will make a lot of difference. I hope this will make a lot of you think about how you approach technology and how you approach solitude. It doesn't necessarily have to be sadness. It doesn't necessarily have to be the emptiness, the void inside of you. When you go out for a jog in the morning, for a walk in the morning, or whatever you're trying to do on a day-to-day basis, now that we're quarantined inside the house because of COVID-19, I would encourage you to read books, to find your creative flair, go deeper inside of you and find out who you are, what interests you, and try and explore that sort of mentality. My daily routine is I wake up every single morning and I go for a jog straight away to clear my mind. I listen to either a podcast or a book while I'm doing my exercise in the morning. When I come back, I'm glued to using technology to benefit who I am as a person and benefit whoever is out there who's listening to this right now. And even after making this video as well, I'm gonna move on to working on my craft, working on my businesses that I have, working on my investments, and kind of plan what I need to do and really grind for the next 3 to 6 months of a period of no essential activity, economic activity, I should say. And Pablo Picasso said, "No great work has ever been done without great solitude. No great work has ever been done without great solitude." And I hope this was a useful video to you. If it was, please drop me a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And check out some of the other videos on my channel as well. If you have any requests, drop them in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.